ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Mamas. I'm Mama John Knowles with your ZNS Total Sports. We are live here at the closing ceremony of the 2018 Best of the Best Regatta at the Montague Foreshore, where several moments ago the award ceremony wrapped up. You earned the sales for participating in this weekend's festivities. Now, before we get to the full results, some words from the nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, who, in an interview with our news team earlier today, revealed that his administration plans to make sailing the national sport of the country.
With all certainty, 150% certain, and I'm certain that my cabinet would support me. All of them here already support me. We will make regatta the #1 sport in the nation. It will be a national sport. Cricket served its purpose some time ago, but regatta has proven that this is the way to go. Sailing must become the #1 sport as opposed to cricket, which is on the book. I have no doubt that we would have their support, but there must be participation. We've always said it's the people's time, so it must be people's involvement. In addition to people's involvement, we must get it within the schools, so the schools would understand, and we would start the training programs and process at very early age, so that the Bahamas, who once dominated sailing in the Olympic, Bahamas would be recognized as the #1 sailing country within the world.
In local basketball news, the Father Marcian Peters tournament getting in some games yesterday. He spoke with one of the tournament's organizers, Scooter Reed, on how the tournament is progressing thus far.
The tournament has been going really well because unlike last year, we have a good support of the government schools, and I really appreciate them coming out, especially in the primary and junior boys. The junior boys is overwhelming with like 22 teams, and the primary boys have over 17. And senior girls, finally, we have 13 senior girls teams this year.
He does add, however, the number of teams in this year's tournament is making it a bit challenging.
Despite us shutting down the deadline, and winding up with 70 teams, we ended up at something like 80 in all 6 divisions. You know, so far
80 teams?
80 teams, my brother, 80 teams, and we got to get rid of all of those games before Saturday next week. Actually, Friday next week when we play only semifinals that day.
And the Roadrunners Track and Field Club holding their 19th annual awards presentation and banquet at the Crown Ballroom at the Beach Tower at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort last evening. The banquet highlighted accomplishments of some of the club's members, both athletically and academically. Speakers at the event included Works Minister Desmond Bannister and the B3A's newly elected President Trimiko Archer.
Now, as the results for the 4 days of competition, in the C class, taking home the championship was the New Slaughter, captained by Leandro Roll. In second was It Ain't Right, followed by Zena. In the B class, it was the Susan Chase, captained by Stephen Russell, defeating the U Diva and the Lonesome Dove. And then finally, in the A class, it was the New Legend, defeating the Running Tide and the Ed Sky. Now, with me is one of the winners and captain of C class, New Slaughter, Leandro Roll. Leandro, just tell me a bit about the win and how does it feel?
Man, the wind feels great. The wind feels great, you know. I know Slaughter's a new boat. I mean, it's been around a long time, but my uncle Steve, he did it over, which he made it wider and long on the bottom, so she have more power now. She's gonna be up in the winning streak for a while. You have to build a new line of boat to beat her right now.
I know a lot of the sailors complained about the weather this weekend. How did you fare with the weather?
Well, the weather was perfect. It was perfect weather for me. That's what I like, breeze. You know, when it's sailing, light breeze, anyone could win, because you could be in a drift race. But when you have breeze, you could really see what speed the boat have. You know, once you have the breeze, you put on the right sail, and you can really see what power the boat have, and that's what I have, power. And I show them that I have power.
Obviously, it's a big win for your island as well. As it feel that you're bringing the trophy back to Zoom?
Oh, it's been a long time. I bring it back home next summer with Blackpoint and Pacifically, and everybody down there is just loving it. When I get back home, we'll just have a big party to celebrate our big victory with the New Slaughter.
Finally, obviously the Prime Minister revealed that the government plans to officially make sailing the national sport of the country. You as a sailor, how do you feel about that?
Well, it's going to be a national sport. You know, just that the Bahamian people have to support it. You know, just come out and support it. We as sailors and owners of these boats, we don't come in it for the money. We come in it for the love. Actually, we don't make any money out of sailing. Like I say, we come in out of love and for bragging rights. So once the Bahamian people support the sport, it's going to go forward.
Thanks, Leandro. Well, that's been a look at sports on this Sunday. A quick check on weather is up next.